had passed since love had grown. In force-cut hearts no longer alone. Morthen, Havric, Calyra, Ashkar had found in one another home from war. One day upon the mountain way, dark Mordun rose before their path, and Morthen knew that cursed dark face. He still recalled the letters trace, the words once sent by faithless friends who called that God for bloody ends. Then battle broke in fire and claw. Ashkar hurled himself once more, again between the crimson death. Again with flame instead of breath, he burned, returned, and burned again, to shield his lovers through the pain. And Havric struck in shifting wrath, as bare as cougar eagle fast. He tore with tooth and talon bright, yet Mordun would not yield the fight. Too vast he stood, too fierce, too grim, and all their strength seemed small to him. At last the demon hemmed them tight and raised his hand for death to strike. Then Morthen stepped before the blow, a mortal choosing death he knew, to buy his beloved hearts a breath. A few more moments out of death. But death did not descend that day. A colder power found its way. It swept through flesh like winter's cry, like ice and storm beneath the sky. His muddy eyes burned violet light, his lost core returned to him. An Aether came from empty air, and Mordun froze in sudden fear, for he had thought the god long dead, a name now buried with the dead. While God met God in wrath and flame, to wounded hearts young Morthen came. His necromancer power restored, with Ashkar's fire through flesh it poured. The wounds of Lamia, Ifrit born, and shift of flesh so battle-torn began to glow in amber violet, then sealed beneath that mingled fire.
Drove the demon back with chains of shadow, iron black, and Mordun cried in rage and scorn, why give back power to one forlorn? Why bless the child who turned away? Why lift the traitor on this day?
Then Aether answered cold and grim,
that is the gulf between you and him.
Had you been cast where I had lain,
none who called you would bear your pain.
But mine came through the dark for me, through nether God's deep memory. And he, when death was in his breath, chose love before himself for death. Then shadow changed the demon bound and dragged him to a portal's mouth. Yet in his last and desperate breath he hurled a crimson wave of death. Neither could not turn aside, for still he fought the tearing tide.
Then Calyra moved without a cry, and chose for love at once to die.
She took the blow meant for her own,
and backward into Morthen shone.
He caught her there with shaking hands,
while grief broke through the burning land.
As Havric ran and Ashkar burned, a hidden pulse within her stirred. The vampiric drop inside her blood awoke beneath death's rising flood. The mortal veil was torn